What's up, epic brawlers? It's Coach Cory, and we have some crazy sneak peeks of what is coming in the next Brawl Stars update. An update that is shaping up to potentially be the best update we have had since global release. Not only that, it's only been not even 3 weeks since the last update. So I'm gonna go over new brawlers, new game modes, and more as quick as we can so you can get all the info about the update right now. Let's do it. We'll cover the new Brawler Sandy at the end, but also if you want those update sneak peeks, I will be having hopefully actual gameplay of me playing the new game modes and the new brawler and everything else that's coming in the update. If you want to get those videos, definitely subscribe. You know the drill. If you want the notification, hit the bell, all that stuff. Now there's going to be not one, but 2 new game modes coming to Brawl Stars. Freaking amazing. Both of them are actually going to be free for all modes like Solo Showdown, but they both have a twist in it. And I'm so glad that they are adding solo game modes because I think, Solo Showdown is the most popular mode and playing with randoms is too unreliable. So I'm glad they're going in this direction. It's just a more enjoyable, you can rely on yourself solo experience. First game mode is called Lone Star, which is basically a free-for-all bounty where every kill you get adds to your total score, just like in bounty. You gain more stars over your head. You get a higher bounty the more kills you get. At least that's what it looks like. Also like in bounty, there's a star in the center of the map. I'm going to assume it works the same way. You pick it up. It doesn't add to the bounty over your head, but it does add to your score in the top left corner. Also, with both of these game modes, you can sort of tell how you're doing compared to other people with a little indicator in the top right corner, but it doesn't tell you like what placement you are 1 through 8, and it doesn't look like you can tell who's in the lead. But you can tell, like in the free-for-all bounty mode, how many stars everyone has, which is a decent indicator, at least, of how well someone's doing. If they have a bunch of stars, obviously, they'll probably have a pretty good score. Both of these game modes are going to be on showdown-sized maps, and I didn't see any poison coming in on these maps, which I think makes sense because it looks like you respawn in both of these game modes. So having poison, a closing map doesn't really make sense because you keep on respawning, and you probably want people to respawn on the edges of the map. The other game mode is called Takedown, which is where it's another free-for-all game mode, and assuming 10 people, I don't actually know. I'm assuming both these are 10 people, but I don't actually know. They are on showdown size maps. But Takedown, you face off versus a big robot, and whoever deals the most damage to the robot wins the match. That robot has a ton of health, and it looks like that game mode could go on for a decent amount of time. You saw in the gameplay there for Brawl Talk, it went like over 3 minutes, but either way, it looks like it could be a 5-minute match or something like that. Also, one difference I noticed between the 2 game modes is in Lone Star, the bounty one, I didn't see anyone above power level 0. Like, I didn't see any power-ups, but in Takedown, the one where you face off versus a big robot, I did see people, and you can see in the gameplay too, where they get power-ups. So potentially, in the bounty one, there's no power-ups, but in the Takedown one, you can get stronger with power-ups. Maybe boxes spawn on the map, or maybe the robot drops them, just like in Boss Fight, how the robot drops them occasionally. It could be like that, or it's just showdown boxes. It's got to be, or maybe even both. Who knows? Also, let me know what brawlers you think are going to be good in these modes. Obviously, in Takedown, you can imagine like really high damage brawlers like Colt, Rico would be pretty good because they deal the most damage to the boss. But maybe you got to focus on taking out other people, or you want to get a bunch of power-ups and then deal damage to the boss. I'm sure there's a bunch of different strategies you could do. There's also 3 new skins. We got Pirate Jean, which looks pretty cool. I'm glad to get a Jean skin. I don't know exactly when this skin is coming out or the cost of it, but there is International Talk Like a Pirate Day on September 19th. So I can imagine it comes out either on that date or around that date. So that's pretty soon. So that's kind of cool. There's another new skin for the new Brawler Sleepy Sandy coming out with a skin already, just like 8-Bit did as well. So I don't know the cost of either of these skins. Both of these skins look pretty cool. Dude, look at the freaking spike slippers on Sleepy Sandy. Oh, I want those slippers in real life. Someone make that happen. Please, Supercell, next time they make new merch, they better make spike slippers. How sweet would that be? We also get Red Wizard Barley, which is going to be a skin for star points. I'm hoping / imagining it's just going to be 500 star points, just like the new Iris Tara skin. But also, can they go back and make the first 2 star point skins also 500? Because someone did the math for how many gems that blue linebacker bull skin would cost, and it's 133 gems, which is totally unreasonable for just a blue skin. Like, come on. So let's make that 500 star points, please. There's also some animation improvements to some already existing skins, like Summer Jessie. Now, whenever she oots her orbs out, they are blue water orbs. Freaking so cool. I'm so glad they're doing this. It's already was one of my favorite skins, but now it's amazing. Even better though, kinda, is Beach Brock. He now shoots out sharks. Ooh, and they also have like a little water trail. It's so cool. Oh yeah. But more importantly, Piper's portrait is getting fixed. It now has teeth. On top of that, El Primo is getting a remodel, which was kind of expected at some point anyways. And also that means all of his existing skins got remodels as well, which you can see on the screen. So I don't know if the gem price for any of these is increasing or if there's a different animation. I have no idea. You can see the gameplay, so you would know if there's a new animation or not. But I don't know if the gem price is increasing. But I mean, if you like the new model for those skins, then maybe you just go ahead and buy it just in case, because some of them are pretty sweet, like the El Rudo one does look pretty nice. They also did reveal when the Brawl Stars World Finals is going to happen. It's going to be November 14th through the 17th in Korea. They didn't say where you could buy tickets or when though, so more info on that later. Now for the new Brawler Sandy, I'm gonna tell you everything I was able to figure out from the gameplay, every single stat you need to know for Sandy, and just in general what the new Brawler is like. First of all, it's a legendary Brawler, which I know kind of sucks for a lot of people, but at least to be fair, the last two Brawlers we got were free Trophy Road Brawlers. So hey, here they are throwing in that legendary Brawler. What that also means is the future Brawlers after this will probably not be legendary, at least. So there's that. Now Sandy's attack is really similar to Nita's. It has that piercing effect where it can hit multiple people. Each attack does 1,260 damage. The range is not that long. I did a little, not exactly a drawing, but like a Photoshop where I'm trying to measure exactly how long Sandy's range was, not only just the width, but the length as well. So it's about 4.5 tiles long and 3 3/4 tiles wide at its furthest reach, just about pretty close to that. So pretty short range Brawler, and the reload is actually pretty slow too. As you can see in this clip here, I took the total time of the attack animation as soon as the animation starts to as soon as the reload fully fills up for that one shot. So about a 2.3 second reload, which is definitely on the slower end, one of the slowest reloads in the game actually. So not a super long range, not super high damage, but the super is crazy for Sandy. I honestly think this might be the most broken super in the game. Sandy's super is a sand bomb that he throws on the ground. It has a super incredibly wide radius, about 12 tiles wide, which is insanely wide. I mean, just looking at the clip, it takes up so much space. Every ally in his super becomes invisible, just like a Leon does when a Leon becomes invisible. You know, you're invisible, but if someone comes within 2 tiles of you, you get the little eye icon that, you know, they realize, and they become, or you become visible to them once that eye icon appears. But otherwise, you're completely invisible within that little sandstorm that Sandy has. Also, they revealed one of his star powers, which is the first time they've ever done that, I think, on a Brawl Talk, and that's whenever an enemy is inside his sandstorm, they take damage. And you can see in the clip, it's 200 damage per second. So that's a nice star power. We don't know what his second star power is. We don't know if it's going to be like 8-bit, where they release the second star power later on down the road, or maybe they'll release it right away. Some potential ideas: you could easily have anything that also works in the sandstorm. Maybe something that helps his allies out, like health, reload speed, movement speed, or maybe it slows down enemies. That makes a lot of sense too. I could easily see that with a sandstorm. Maybe it makes enemies less accurate. That'd be super cool. I don't know. Those are potential ideas, but we don't exactly know what the second star power. Sandy's movement speed is normal, so it's basically the same as the majority of the brawlers in the game. And honestly, Sandy seems a little underwhelming. Like, the range isn't that long, reload slow, and the damage isn't that much, but the super is absolutely insane, and it looks broken. Now, on top of the ability of the super sounding amazing, it lasts 12 seconds. You can tell from the Brawl Talk, there was one clip that showed Sandy throwing the super and it actually ending, and it lasted 12 seconds. What? An invisibility super for 12 seconds that affects not only you, but your allies, and it's a pretty wide range, 12 by 12. I mean, not exactly 12 by 12, it's a circle, but 12 tile wide circle. That sounds insane. Now, and I guess it's also one of those things, unlike a Leon super, where Leon super you attack and then you become visible. It doesn't seem like that happens when you're inside. I mean, maybe when you attack once and like, you know, maybe people can tell where you are from the attack as well, but it doesn't like end the sandstorm. So you would still stay invisible after that attack was done, which sounds pretty freaking broken. I can imagine that being really good in not only in Jump Grab, but like in Brawl Ball, if you're ever trying to make a push or just do anything in Brawl Ball, honestly, because it takes up almost half the map in Brawl Ball. If you're ever trying to get the ball or make a goal, anything, even maybe not as much in Heist, but it's such a wide radius. It probably works in every mode pretty well. Even in Showdown, it would, I'm sure, although, of course, Showdown maps are the widest, so maybe it wouldn't be amazing there, but it just sounds pretty broken. Although, Sandy, again, as I said earlier, not a lot of range, not a lot of damage. Oh, and I didn't even mention the health, but you can see it on screen as 5,600, which is a good amount, don't get me wrong, so at least there's that too. And by the way, if you couldn't tell, Sandy's supposed to be throwing sand, although it looks like stars, but actually, if you think about how Sandy looks, it's probably more like star dust sort of thing, which makes a lot of sense considering it seems like Sandy is modeled after the Sand Man, which you can look it up. Here's the Google definition: a genie in folklore who makes children sleepy by sprinkling sand in their eyes, often used to personify sleeping people. So there you go. I mean, Sandy, based off the Sandman. Remember to subscribe if you want those sneak peeks. That is going to be it for today's video, though. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.